So nice to see you, Karin. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, thanks.
Good. Looking forward to this little coaching session. I'm not sure what you're going to bring to the table today, but let's see what we can do.
Yeah, so since I saw you, which is a while ago now, I really, I've done really well, and I've ended up kind of doing the thing that I was hoping to do, which is to start my own little business.
Perfect.
So I've started to sell merch online. You know, I'm a graphic designer,
Right. Okay.
and I found a way to channel my creativity that suits me a lot better than consulting. And what I sometimes find challenging in this, and this is what I wanted to talk to you about, is sometimes I wake up feeling great. I'm full of creativity. I feel like, I really know what I'm doing. This is going to go really well. And I see a few sales and I feel really confident. And then suddenly my confidence drops. My confidence drops, and I feel, there's been a few days when no sales have happened, and I read some comments online about how my what I'm doing is kind of doomed, and suddenly I feel completely the opposite, like I have no idea what I'm doing. So
Okay.
it's I guess it's about managing. I want to find a way of managing my head to
Okay.
stay positive and stay believing.
Stay positive. Stay believing. All right. So tell me about this drop in confidence. So you go from really high in confidence. Yeah. You wake
Yes.
up in the morning. You're feeling energized. You're feeling motivated. And then what happens? What can happen? Talk me through that.
Sometimes it's honestly often to do with being online. I belong to a lot of communities
Hmm.
that operate in my field, and sometimes it's often to do with very negative comments. And it's like suddenly I take on the belief, and my thoughts just change from believing in myself to
Okay.
thinking, what the hell, imposter syndrome, what the hell am I doing?
Okay. Beautiful. I love a bit of imposter syndrome. One of the,
Yeah.
love working with that. But first of all, what are you reading? What is it that you're reading that is, having an impact on your mindset and energy?
I think there are like I get like the positive influences are like, so I sell mainly on Etsy,
Yep. Okay.
and the positive influences are uh, a number of people that I follow, that you hear about other people's success on the platform.
Right. Okay.
The negative, and that's when after such a boost, and often followed by also success, sales, um, I then I go on another group or another podcast, and I hear of dooms tales.
What
Or
sort of doomsdays? What sort of things are you hearing?
so the kind of the thing that I'm trying on out right now is print on demand.
Okay.
And what I hear sometimes is, it's all about it's all about the kind of gurus wanting you to get into this business just because, in fact, they want to sell you their courses. It's
Right. Okay.
not that you're ever gonna make any money.
Okay.
So that would be one example.
Are they telling you that you've got it all wrong and that if you don't follow their magical algorithm and system that you are
Yeah,
going to fail on? Okay,
yeah,
lovely.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
they're reeling you in with this story that you're doomed. That's the words that you
Yeah.
doomed, and you believing it. I guess it's that.
Not intellect. Not like in. I mean, not when I have my proper head screwed on. I do
Okay.
not believe them.
All right.
It's when I'm weak. I don't know.
Okay. So when you're feeling weak,
Yeah.
yeah. Tell me about that. What is it that is it? Do you look up this stuff when you're feeling a little bit low in mood? Do you look up these amazing gurus
Mm,
who are going to sell you a course? Is that what you go doing when you're
probably,
feeling weak? Okay. Yeah. What do
probably.
you want from that? So when you're feeling weak, well, how do you know when you're feeling weak? What tells you that?
Uh, it's probably some. It's probably. I probably don't feel consciously weak. It's
Okay.
more that I feel, oh, I think I'm lacking this piece of knowledge, and then I look it up,
Ah.
and then I find, the information, and sometimes it's pushed very hard in a certain direction.
Okay. Oh, do you know what? I think you're suffering from a bad case of I don't know enough itis.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I'm guessing if you could just find that magical thing that would help you know more, you'd feel complete.
This is such a good, yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
you'd feel
it's like
complete.
a race. It's like the
Yeah,
one golden nugget after the next.
yeah. You found it, and you'll be whole. You'll be all relaxed and confident, and your success will be really amazing just then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Until I realize there's something else I don't quite know yet.
Oh, of course, the trap never ends
Yeah,
with I don't know enough itis.
that's a very good. I've never heard that before.
I've
Yes.
just made that up. So it's not a condition that exists, but it is something that a lot of people experience. I don't know if I could say it as a tongue twister, but it does point at the idea that you're not enough. Yeah, it does point at the idea that you're not enough. And to be whole, you have to find this magical solution, or your success won't happen for you. You know, your happiness depends on you being whole.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure.
Yeah. What else is coming to mind about that?
I think. I mean, it feels like that's a theme in general. Actually, I think I can relate that to other areas possibly
Mhm.
in life.
Okay.
Uh,
Lovely. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to challenge you. Is there anything else you wanted to say? I was going to challenge you
no,
just
no,
so
go
I,
on, go
okay.
on.
So can you just prove to me very quickly that you're not enough, that you're not good enough, that you're just not perfect, just so I can get a sense of what you're talking about?
Okay. Well,
Oh, by
I
the way,
guess I.
I'm going to add a caveat to this. I'm sorry that I'm interrupting. I'm just going to add a small caveat to this. You're not allowed to refer to the past or any belief system or cultural belief system to prove
Ooh,
that you're not good enough. Sorry to interrupt, but just to say. There you go. I'll
no,
wait
this
back. I'll
is
wait for you.
okay. But what area? Like, I'm not good enough. Well, yeah, I'm not good enough in at this point because I'm not at the level of success that I want to be and need to be.
So that's a cultural belief. That's a societal belief that you can't be good enough if you haven't reached a certain level. So when you reach that level, do you think that that level is it then, and then then you will feel absolutely good enough, and there's not another level to try to attain to?
No, because then there are other areas in my life. I mean, even if I reach the level of ultimate competence,
Yeah.
which is obviously impossible, but let's say of adequate competence, no, then it would be around, oh, but I have, maybe don't have enough of a
Okay.
social
Yeah.
life. There would
Yeah.
be other.
So I'm not good enough itis is another one that it's very linked to I don't have enough itis. So basically, there's a belief in you that you're just not good enough. And what it leads you to do is to chase and seek and try to fix yourself things in life which will hopefully make you feel whole.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it will never end, by the way. Until you take your last breath, it'd be, I'm not dying good enough. I'm not dying the way I should be dying.
Yeah.
The last
Yeah.
breath, that's it. And so, okay. All right. But I asked you to prove to me that that you're not good enough, that you're not perfect right this very second, this right now. Can you do that? You might not have achieved a certain level of success that your mind is creating. Your mind is creating an illusion that this is the level. Yeah. And that's the story, isn't it? Because, I mean, what was the financial figure? Is there a financial figure or level of success that you think is going to make you feel good enough? Was there,
Yeah,
where did
yeah.
that story, where did that come from?
It's completely tangible. I want to be able to I have a specific financial goal to do with my mortgage payment.
Perfectly. So you've chosen an illusionary story. Yeah, so your mind has made up a story that if I am able to reach this certain financial level, I can pay my mortgage payments and I'll be good enough. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's made up though, isn't it?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, if you connect it directly with whether I'm good enough
Yeah.
or
We've
not. Yeah.
literally made up a story that if I reach my mortgage payments through my business, then I'm somehow good enough.
Yeah.
Your mind has created that illusion for you. But that's not proof you're not good enough right now, is it?
No,
You
I
might not
guess
be
so.
you might not have the business success that you would like right this very second. But does that mean you're not successful? Does that mean that you're not perfect right this very second?
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get me to say I'm perfect.
Okay. Want to bet? No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Come with me to the present moment and just bring your full attention to me right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe just relax a little. Just relax the tension around your jaw, around your neck and shoulders, and bring your full attention to me right this very second. What problems do you have this very second that you have to fix? This very second.
None.
None. Okay. And is it true that right this very second you have everything you need? This very second.
Yeah. I'm breathing. I'm,
You do. Yeah. You're breathing.
I'm
Yeah.
alive. I'm happy. I'm warm.
Lovely. You have all the abundance you need this very second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. So, is there anything wrong with you this very second?
No.
Nothing wrong with you this very second. So, you have everything you need this very second. There's no problems for you to solve this very second. How does that feel?
Very relaxing.
Very relaxing. Yeah. Abundant. You're in the
Yeah.
here and now. There's nothing for you to have to do or solve. And I love this beautiful question. It is from Lot Kelly, the spiritual teacher. And he says, what's here right now, or who's here right now when there are no problems to solve? And it's the experience before our
Yeah.
mind kicks in. Yeah. Get a sense
Yeah.
of that?
I get the sense of that, almost like
Beautiful.
something behind
Yeah.
the
Lovely. It's just,
ego. Yeah.
yeah, lovely. This is your superconscious. You're
Yeah.
tapping into that knowing, that peaceful, still part of you that's always there behind the ego. Absolutely right, right? So when you're tapping into this superconscious state and you're being fully present with me, are you perfect? Well, the mind might have some other stories, but right this very second,
Yeah. I mean, not perfect, but
what tells you you're
they're
not
good enough.
perfect? Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
good enough. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah. That's good enough for the moment.
Yeah.
The idea that you're not perfect, by the way, is a story your mind is making up.
Yeah. I think I worked on that for a long time, that story.
Yeah,
So,
but it
yeah.
is because if you believe you're not perfect, and we're not, and I think sometimes the word perfect might be a limitation in language, but you can't be any different than you are right now. You're in the right place at the right time in the right circumstances. You can't look any different. You can't be any different. You can't have anything else. So everything right this very second, we're going to use the word perfection, is perfect because it's just exactly what is happening this very moment. If we resist it, we create tension and anxiety by the mind, the ego, creating a story that you don't have something. And if you had that thing, you would be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if
Yeah.
you
I
come
get
back to
that.
the present moment with me, are you happy this very second?
Definitely.
Yeah. Do you
It can
need anything this very second?
No.
Beautiful. So in a way, at this very present moment is kind of perfect for you.
Yeah.
You might not say it, and that's okay. It's just the awareness of coming from that part of you that knows that everything is absolutely okay for right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. Whenever, yeah, I so get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it. So you get that feeling of you can become aware. Your mind might try to say otherwise. Yeah, because that's just what egos do.
Yeah, the mind tries to kind of draw attention to my appearance or,
Yeah.
such things, but you're totally right that it is what it couldn't be anything different.
Yeah.
And in that sense it's perfect.
So when your mind draws to you stories about your appearance, yeah,
Yeah.
just think of those thoughts. Just think of those thoughts for me, just for a moment. Apologies if it's uncomfortable, but just think and remind yourself of those thoughts, just popping into your head. Got them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you point to them?
They are about here, sort
They,
of behind
they
my
feel they're about there. Yeah, they
behind
feel
my
that.
face.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
feel that they're about there,
Yeah.
but they're not really there, are they?
Are they not? I guess they're just signals between my brain
Yeah,
cells.
they are illusions created by your ego. It thinks it's trying to protect you by spinning you a story that there's something wrong with you. And if you believe there's something wrong with you, if you fall for that hypnotic spell, then you'll try to fix whatever that thing is. And it's a pure trap from getting to know yourself, to getting to know the real you. The ego can create this carnival of madness for you to be distracted by.
Yeah.
Then the reality of you just stays a bit smaller. But by, beautifully, by becoming fully present with me, you're beginning to awaken. You're beginning to tap into your superconscious. Because where are your stories about your looks when you're fully present?
Nowhere.
They don't exist.
No.
No. But your mind
I mean,
likes to repeat that to
because
them.
those stories are purely, it's about aging, it's,
Yeah.
but and about not accepting that, really.
Yeah. But
But
it's a
yeah,
story, isn't it?
it's a story, yeah, and it's
Absolutely.
just how it is. It's just life.
If we lived in a culture that revered aging and the aging looks, do you
Yeah.
think you'd have that story?
No.
No, but we don't. We live in a culture that likes to promote an age war,
Yeah. Yeah.
where the young want to be older, and then when they're older, they want to look younger. So they want to be
Yeah.
younger. So
To ensure minimal
yeah,
contentment.
yeah, I'm not going to be happy until I have this other thing.
Yeah.
And just coming back to the present moment and being free of that story is where your power lies. Yeah, it's a cultural story. More push towards women. I mean, it is happening a lot
Mm.
towards guys as well, but it's really pushed towards women that you need to look a certain way
Yeah.
or you're not good enough. And again, it's a story that you simply don't have to believe. You can begin to liberate yourself from that story by awakening, by being more present with yourself and just almost
Yeah.
laughing at the story, like, nice try.
I love it because it's insanity, really,
It
isn't
is.
it?
That's a carnival
Rather
of
than
madness
just
of the
being,
mind. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
literally.
yeah.
All
This
right.
is what this is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay. So I'd like you to think about with this state of mind of being more present and just beginning to liberate yourself from your stories. Think about, I'd like you to think of the end result for your business. Let's just jump there for a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it you would truly love as in the ultimate big picture to happen with your business and with your life?
Right. I would like my business to have a positive impact. I'd like it uh, to give people insights. I know it. I mean, I haven't told you much about the business, so you wouldn't know.
Okay.
But that it might seem like a leap from what I actually sell, but that is my ultimate goal is to create, being a creative person, to create images and words
Hmm.
that have make people stop and think, maybe help the weaker,
Okay.
help,
Lovely.
yeah, support the weaker.
Perfect. And what's so important for you to do that?
I think I've always had it in me
Hmm.
to want to help, in some ways, and to use whatever talents I'm blessed with. I think I've always had a feeling that I want to leave a positive imprint. I want, if you like, my legacy on this earth to have left more positive than negative energy.
Okay.
And that's something that's crystallizing. The older I get, it's really, it's what I want.
Okay. So it's important for you to leave a positive imprint on
Yeah.
the earth through what sounds like quite insightful clothing.
Yes, this is my, yeah. It would be clothing, and also other like go a bit deeper.
Okay.
It's about what brands I promote or that I use and what they stand for.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I have loads of ideas of how to push this because I
Lovely.
feel like I'm just in the beginning.
It sounds very exciting, and I love the messaging. I love the idea to transform minds through merchandising and clothing, etc. Sounds wonderful.
Yeah,
So imagine that you are in that future. Use the power of your imagination. Let it run, wild. Imagine you have achieved that. You're there. Yeah, you're living
yeah.
that dream. What does it look like?
Ooh, I am, busy creating, but free flowing creating
Okay.
with a really nice balance between work and life, if you like, and my kids and my friends and family. And we are able to, yeah, I sort of sense harmony and nature,
Okay.
sea.
Yeah.
I
So
live
so
in Brighton like
yeah,
you,
yeah.
so yeah, sea is
Okay.
is a part of it, and yeah, that's the sort of vision I get.
Okay. Who are you
People
with?
that I love,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Who's with you?
it's a bit fuzzy actually, but I see especially my kids,
Okay.
and then it's a bit blurry. I'm fairly new in Brighton, and I'm kind of still finding my feet here. But I see a blurry vision of my future tribe. I'm
Okay.
getting to a tribe, but I'm still
Okay.
working on that.
Crystallize it a little bit so it's clear. Just get a sense of you with your family, maybe, and just get a sense of what your business would look like in the future. So just beginning to have a little bit, even if
Yeah,
it's just the odd thought. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I can see, for instance, one thing I want to do is I want to make sure to give opportunities to people that
Okay.
need opportunities, possibly in countries where I have traveled,
Okay.
and I can see that
I love that. So
clearly. Yeah,
really picture it clearly. Your business is helping other people in other countries through your merchandise and through giving them opportunities.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Really picture that. Get a sense of how does that feel?
yeah. There's a sense of satisfaction,
Yeah.
sense of wholeness.
Yeah, lovely. What sort of things are you saying to yourself? Can it just almost like just listen to what would you be saying to yourself about this amazing business that insightful, changing people's lives. It has an impact on people in other countries and their opportunities and potential. Really think about that. What are you saying to yourself?
I'm just sort of saying, well done. You're doing what you wanted to set out, what you set out to do.
Yeah.
You're making this difference that you were dreaming of.
Beautiful. Okay. And what are you hearing other people saying to you about your business and about the impact it's having, not only on your personal life, but on, other people's lives as well?
Yeah, I can sort of imagine, I sort of see, really positive conversations with people that I meet, possibly, quite a lot of publicity. I can sort of imagine, I can see that. And the impact that, once I get going, the donations that I also hope to be part of it, the impact that that has.
Yeah.
I envision a particular, I have a few ideas, but I envision a
Yeah.
particular group of people abroad that I would like to help.
See that happening in your mind.
Yeah,
Really see it happening in your mind and get a sense of this is what your ultimate vision is for your life.
yeah,
Maybe a few chops and changes along the way, because we flow like a river. Sometimes we're guided in a slightly different direction at times. So
yeah.
it's just that awareness that this is what you would love to create. So what do you think you're doing with an ego that tries to convince you that you're not good enough? What would what would your future self be thinking about or doing with your ego that's just doing what egos do?
I think my future self would sort of listen to it with almost, like you said, almost a sense of humor.
Yeah.
It's almost a bit comical when you really tune into the rubbish that
Yeah.
it, it's telling me.
Yeah. It's just been conditioned that way. It's like a cat. You can't make a cat not knock things off the shelf. It's just going to do it now and then.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
what cats do, and yet we're
yeah,
expecting the ego to become compliant and tamed in the conscious and subconscious, sorry, so that we can have a happier life. And that's a lifelong endeavor. Good luck with that. And there are, elements of success with that. But what I'm tapping you into is your ultimate vision, that if you put your focus on this, your ultimate vision, there is no time for your ego's antics, because they're just a distraction away from your ultimate vision.
yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like the
I
ego is
will.
doing a little dance. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Yeah. And you don't have to pay attention. It's just, you can just let it just do its thing whilst you get on with your, focusing on what you really want to make happen. Because when you bring yourself, and if you become really present with that future vision, yeah, and just look at it, can you sense the possibilities and the potential and the excitement?
Yeah, very
Yeah,
much.
because there's nothing that can stop you.
Not even the gurus.
Not even the gurus, the doom gurus. It's they're just trying to make a living, aren't they? But the
Yeah.
reality is this: it's when you have a very powerful intuition. That's your superconscious. Your superconscious is that creative force that's helping you make your merchandise. When you tap into that, when you go into that flow state and you're just creating and you're just loving it,
Yeah.
that's how you can create life. That's how you could create your life. For the pure joy and fun of, let's see if we can make this future vision where I'm impacting all of these people just for the pure fun and joy of it. How does that feel?
No, that feels amazing.
Yeah, so really feel that energy. It's like really tap into that present moment. When you're creating for the pure fun of it, like you do with your merch, that is how you could begin to treat your life. Yeah. And the
Yeah.
more you begin to create that focus, yeah, your beautiful brain, your reticular activating system, which is your brain's filtering, will filter out reality to show you those opportunities. You'll notice the synchronicities. And your intuition will guide you to the people that will help you make that vision come into reality. But the distraction, and that's a beautiful rite of passage to come through, is the distraction is just a reminder that there's an element of letting go of your ego now. You
Yeah.
know, it's done its job. It's protected you in some way or form with the idea that you're not good enough. Because who wants to have failure, shame, and embarrassment, popping up? But yet they're huge growing points for us. If we welcome them and we see them as, beautiful opportunities, then we don't have to really worry about what happens in our future, because the vision, your ideal vision, is more important than a few bumps in the road.
Yeah. Yeah, I really believe you. I mean, it's been, I've seen it. There have been points where I felt very in touch with myself behind the ego, and like you say, suddenly things just happen. I just weirdly courses just appear
Yeah.
that I need, or books or persons appear in my life, and it's the exact thing that I need right then.
Absolutely. So you're very capable of tapping into that superconscious state. Your rite of
Yeah.
passage is to allow your ego to rest now. It's done its job for a few decades.
Yeah.
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 And it can invite to rest. So if you could just pop into your mind for me just for a moment, you could get your eyes closed and just relax just for a second. And I know that you love nature, so just take yourself to a beautiful place inside your mind that really resonates with you, and you can just feel yourself relaxing as soon as you're there. I'm going to guess that the sun is out and it's warm. And I'd like you just to become aware of what appears to be a representation of your ego appearing next to you. And I really want you to welcome them and connect with them. And thank them for everything that they've been doing. But you're going to lead now from a more super conscious state. And just have that conversation just for a few moments that you're going to lead now. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's really nice. It was
Yeah.
very ugly.
Yeah, it's okay. It's just a conditioned part of you, and it's just a dark, like a shadow self. Just embrace them and just say, go back into it and just say, thank you so much. I'm going to let you go now. I'm going to lead. And whenever you pop up, I know you're just a reminder, but I'm going to lead from now on.
I love that.
Yeah. Just have a little chat inside your mind. Just say goodbye and say thank you. And just that you're going to let them know that you're going to lead. And they can look happier, maybe. And
Yeah.
let them become part of you. They are part of you. It's you know, how does that feel?
Yeah, I can feel it. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite yeah, it's quite powerful.
Yeah. It's just that, do you need to be protected anymore by telling yourself stories about lack of success, not being good enough, that you're not perfect? Is that how you really would like to continue your life? Or are you going to put those stories to one side and continue leading your life to where you want to
Yeah,
go?
certainly gonna try.
What would it look like?
Yeah, it would be like, oh, there are certain days that are exactly like that. It would be having those
Mm.
light, kind of flowing, smiley days
Okay.
when things just seem easy
Yep. So you're tapping
and
into that
connect.
state already. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think sometimes can make your ego feel a little bit louder? Is there anything you notice about the days where it seems to be, a bit more in control compared to the days
Definitely.
that flow.
Yeah, it is very much, it's highly connected to my, whether I exercise, for instance,
Okay.
whether I whether I keep my space tidy. So on days when I start the day with a run and a weight session in the outside, and then I go and just
Mm.
I ensure that the environment around me is quite, it's beautiful and tidy, and I write down what I want to do. Even if my mind is very monkey like, I will write down even half an hour by half an hour, and when I do that, I feel that then things flow so well.
Okay. And what tends to stop that from happening?
Uh, it's as soon as I can quite easily get thrown off my this routine. It can sometimes be, I think, honestly, that that social media is a big issue. And I know I shouldn't check my phone in the morning, but I still do.
What do you
I think
check?
that is bad.
What are you checking in the mornings?
Uh, Normally, my store,
Okay, right.
and also yeah, I wake up early, so I often turn on a podcast. If I turn on your podcast,
Okay.
then that's a really good. Then actually, that's a great start.
Oh, I
Then I
love
feel
the idea of
happy.
that.
Yeah, no, I often do. I often do.
Okay.
But sometimes it'll be something a bit more jarring.
What like
Uh,
what would be jarring?
Well, it will be something. It will be that, oh damn, I wanted to. There's a skill that I haven't quite got, so I'll start looking at some YouTube video on
Okay.
how to achieve a certain skill,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
this will lead me down a wormhole.
Okay.
Of,
And
yeah.
there's nothing wrong with, if you look at it, seeking skills, there's nothing wrong with that to enhance your life. But I think what's been happening is that you've been seeking skills to try to complete yourself so that you feel whole. The idea that if I, you know, find these magical skills that make me feel whole, then I can have a happier life. But if you begin to create a happier life in all areas, then, and especially with your highest vision, then those skills are not things which you're seeking out of anxiety and stress. You're seeking them because it would be absolutely wonderful to have these skills to grow and
Yeah.
enhance yourself. And that's two different paths. Doing it from a place of I need them to be better, or I'd love these skills to enhance and grow. And it's choosing the path. And again, it's what do you think would happen if you centered yourself first thing in the morning and began to focus on your highest vision, to really entertain what it is that you really want to experience with your business and how it will impact you, your family, and other people around the world. What if you were to sit with that just for a few moments?
I think that would be really good. That'll take you away from this small details. It's you start from the right angle. I think
Yeah,
that's, yeah, very centering.
it is. And again,
Yeah.
it's the more you focus on your ideal future, yeah, the more you begin to manifest that into your reality. What we focus on, we create.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we have been caught up in the idea. And I was listening to Dr. Benjamin Hardy, an old mentor of mine, talk about this recently. But we have this tendency to think that our past shapes how we see the present and how we see the future, which is completely normal.
Yeah.
But we have the power to change how we see the past by reframing it from the present, and then by creating a big future vision for ourselves that even seems a little impossible. Yeah. That changes our thoughts and feelings here today. So we're getting new thoughts, new feelings, and new behaviors to begin to create our future, because we're now giving it a focus.
Yeah, because I guess when you look back on your past, the events that took place are actually quite, I mean, objectively speaking, they are just events, but you can create such differing stories about why.
Yeah.
And I can see how you can frame things very completely differently depending on your point of view.
Okay.
So you're
Let's do
saying
that.
that you would change that point
Yeah.
of view?
Yeah. So let's have a lot of go for a moment. Think about what we've been talking about today. Yeah. And how you've been tricked in your past by your ego into believing stories about yourself and your success. Have a little look back at the past Karin who was going through that with your new information and get a sense of how does that look?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's been a. I think I've done really well.
Yeah, you've got yourself to where you are, but what do you
Yeah,
think of, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, you know, and you're here and you're creating a thriving business. Absolutely, you've done
yeah.
very well. But what do you think? Just focus on Karen struggling with, I'm not good enough. I've got to be perfect. I don't look good enough. I'm not successful. What do you think of that with the new information that you have right now?
Mm, it yeah, it just feels like a take on reality, which is very subjective and
Yeah,
not really true.
yeah. It's not true at all. But
No.
she fell for it because that's where she was back then. You have different information now. So you can do something different going forward. Karen could not have done anything different with her mindset based on the knowledge she had in that moment, based on where her mindset was. And now look at the present moment from the point of view of what you're going to achieve in your future with your highest vision. How does your present moment feel?
It actually feels full of promise.
Yeah.
Yeah, and potential.
Yeah, I'm excited for you.
Me too.
Yeah. And it's the more you focus on that highest vision and be the observer of your ego, be aware of what it says and does, try to get your attention. It's almost like Netflix, right? You have Netflix?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. You know that they know your algorithm.
of
When
course.
when you turn it on, they know which shows from the things that you've watched in the past.
Yeah.
They know which shows you're going to go, oh, that looks really good. What are they going to get you on? What's your favorite shows that they're going to catch you?
They get me murder
Okay.
mysteries
Yeah,
at the
murder
moment.
mysteries. It's like
Yeah,
show Karen murder mysteries and she's
yeah,
in. Right, okay, lovely. Right.
yeah,
So again, and then you'll click on it, and before you know it, there's 16 episodes or something like that, and you're all in.
yeah,
That
yeah.
could be a binge watch.
100%.
Lovely. Okay. So, but your mind does the same thing. It knows what imagery and story that would get you. "Phew, I need to get involved in this.
Yeah,
Yeah. If I seek that magical solution, then I'll solve whatever this documentary is telling me about myself. Like Karen's not good enough.
yeah,
Karen's too old.
yeah.
Karen can't be successful. It will say these things, and you're like, oh, I can't
It
have that.
does.
How many episodes? So it will use that as clickbait because that's just what egos do.
Yeah,
Yep. And you can constantly try to work on being good enough, which logically you know that already, yeah?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Logically you know that. But your ego will play on the idea that you're not, which triggers a little bit of a nervous system response. And therefore you get that, the anxiety and stress, and you might try to resolve it. But if you just turn off the TV, there's no clickbaiting, programs to try and get your attention. Just by being in the most important moment of your life, and that is the here and now. Yeah.
to kind
And
of step back behind.
yeah. It's like, I
Behind
see
the,
you. I see you stories. I'm not going to get involved in
yeah,
those. I ain't got time to watch 8 episodes of how I'm not good enough. I ain't got room for that. Because
no,
I'm
I think,
creating this company that's going to change people's lives. That's my big focus. Yeah. And when the more you focus on that, the more the energy, the motivation comes in, the more you tap into your superconscious, there is no room for procrastination or seeking out things to solve yourself. You will look for things to enhance yourself, because the more you tap into that part of you, the more you realize that you are whole already. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. The idea that you is a story that's been made up. And the thing is, life is all made up. Life's rules are all made up. So we can, if that's true, we could just make up our own.
mm,
You sound like a rebellious person. I don't know. You don't want to be compliant to society's rules about how women should look and age and
no,
things like that. You don't want to do that, do you?
not at all.
No.
No, I see
Yeah.
myself as an old person wearing really outrageous clothes, and
Yeah. Do that.
yeah, yeah,
Do that. So let yourself shine from within that purpose, that, your highest vision, and to that manifest into your reality. So anything that's coming up for you and anything that you've mentioned, anything that you want to ask about at all?
no, I think I feel it's a really balancing kind of this whole conversation has really helped
Good.
center and balance me. I
Good. How
felt a
does your
little bit
future look now?
frazzled.
Yeah, sorry, say
Hmm?
again.
No, I felt a bit frazzled before, and
Yeah.
now I feel really calm.
Lovely, lovely. And when you see when you look into your future, how does it look
Yeah,
to you?
it looks really bright. It looks like I really think it. Yeah,
Okay.
I think I'm gonna get where I'm gonna get to that vision.
I love that. I'm going to get to that vision.
Mm,
Yeah. Um,
yeah.
what's a step that you could take each morning that would remind you of your highest vision? What was something that you could begin to tap into, do you think, to remind you of what the direction that you need to go in today?
Mhm. I think journaling is
Mhm.
always very valuable. So I think maybe that's the first thing I should reach for, is my journal. I go through phases when I do that, and it's much better. And write down, remind myself of the long term vision, and maybe write down the three most important things that I want to do today, this
Okay.
day that just started, to get closer to it.
I love that. What's one extra thing that you could do that would give it like a super boost?
Mm, maybe maybe have a kind of connect with that little angry ego,
And say what?
and say, I'm in the lead. I'll take over now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Because you wouldn't let if you were driving a car and there was a little mini Karen in the back, I don't know, age
Yeah.
six.
The little skinny one. The
Yeah,
little,
this
yeah.
little version of you. You wouldn't let her drive from the back seat, would you?
No.
No. You've like you can stop, you can sit down and relax. And yeah, that's very powerful. I like what you just
Mm,
said. So doing your journaling, I think connecting with that part of you and just reminding, yourself that you're going to lead today. But also, yeah, again, with that is make sure it's your complete focus is the,
yeah.
the business that you want, and let that begin to manifest into reality and to see what happens from there. But thank you for
Yeah.
a conversation. I hope it's been
Thank
helpful
you.
for you.
Very, very. It's really good. Thank you.
And thank you to you that's listening, the wonderful listeners supporting the Mindset Change podcast. And I'll look forward to connecting with you in the very next episode. Have a wonderful, peaceful, and present day.